She loved looking well, makeup, hair. She was always getting her hair done. Tracy used to always have her looking smashing. She'd change her hair colour nearly every 2 weeks. With her friends, she was the centre of attention. And they used to rally around after her the whole time. She'd always bring them out here to everyone to come out and visit her. She loved going to parties whenever she could. The last party she went to, she wore a lovely purple dress, and she had Tracy doing her up, I'd say, for about a week before the night out. And she had a great time that night, and she came home here then afterwards, and she was really well that night. And she had Mammy taking pictures of her in the kitchen after the night out, and taking pictures of her this way and that way. And she loved when she was well. She loved being able to do them things.
Amy was diagnosed when she was 2. She was very chesty and stuff from the time she was a baby, and she was referred to Waterford then eventually after numerous numerous doctor visits and stuff, and they discovered that she had cystic fibrosis, which of course Mammy nor Daddy didn't really know anything about it at the time. It wasn't really that common at the time either in Ireland, especially when you're not directly affected by it. You don't really know that much about it, and even now people often get confused with multiple sclerosis and other different diseases like that. But she was on the transplant list for about 2 years, and she was called on the 12th of January to Newcastle, and Mammy and Daddy and Amy she was in Vincent's at the time, she was in hospital at the time, and she was called over, and they went on a charter flight to Newcastle. And just unfortunately, kind of last minute, the new lungs, there was like scarring tissue on them, and they weren't able to go ahead with the transplant, and their lungs weren't suitable, so that kind of fell through last minute. And I think she lost heart then. You know, her lung function was very, very low coming up to that time, and she was battling daily, you know. And personally for me, and I know for Mammy and Daddy and Carrie as well, we wouldn't have wanted her to go through it if it wasn't going to be successful for her. You know, you wouldn't have wanted her to go through that if it wasn't going to work out. But she passed away then 27th of January, a couple of weeks after. But she's at peace, and that's the main thing.
Well, I suppose this idea got into my head really some years ago. We were always kind of, I used to see people coming and going into hospitals, and I knew they were under pressure for getting there, staying there, whatever. Because from the minute you leave your house, you have to put diesel or petrol in the car, and have a few bob to get something to eat, park the car, probably stay overnight or stay for a week or a fortnight, or go up and down to hospitals and put more diesel, more petrol in the car, and you're trying to look after work, and you're trying to do this, that and the other, and it's virtually impossible half the time. John Dunn and John Brophy, they came to us some years ago, 5 years ago now, and asked us would they mind if they ran a truck run or some sort of an event. So then it's all after snowballing since, and there's a hell of a lot of entrants every year. So so that's where we are at the minute.
It all happens down in Torkers, but we set up a marquee outside, which gives us extra bit of room and things, and we start the entries from 1 o'clock on the Sunday, and then the run starts at 3. So there's all sorts of vehicles. It doesn't matter what it is, once it's had wheels at all, and we have lots of fun things for the children, like we have bouncy castles, and now this year we have extra things. We have arts and crafts and fairs, and we had a little bit of that last year, but we have more this year. So and then we have we've dancers comes out, and you know, different things for the children, and keeps the children occupied as well. But it's an absolute marvellous day because there's so many people turn up, and it's so lovely to see everybody turning up and in memory of Amy and still thinking about Amy, and we're helping other families, and we always will as best we can.